So there's this news going around where we have the richest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote, the man who is larger than life, the man who owns a refinery, who seems to be the most progressive human in Nigeria currently, complaining. This man is basically known to be in control of the Nigerian economy. He owns a refinery, he owns some of the biggest or the largest cement company, basically a monopoly at this point in Nigeria. This man has decided, I'm going to organize a press conference and complain.
Nigeria is supposed to be the refining hub of not even West Africa, of the sub-Saharan African region. It is something that when you look at it, I've had actually people making complaint about a regulator who has actually put his children in secondary school. 4 of them cost Nigeria $5 million. I mean, you cannot imagine somebody paying $5 million for educating 5 children. Even my own children, they didn't go to those schools. The authority chief executive, Malam Farouk. Malam Farouk has 4 of his children that he educated in Switzerland at the cost of $5 million for their secondary school education alone, not university. And I know that one of them just finished Harvard. So I want to now see what kind of system are we operating that people are now busy destroying a country. Because when you look at his income does not match paying this kind of fees. I think even if it's me paying $5 million for 6 years for my 4 children, the taxman has to look at my taxes, how much I paid. And really, this sort of thing, we're not going to allow it to continue. We'll take it up to the highest authority so that they will look at it. People who have done something wrong must be prosecuted.
So now, who exactly is Farouk Ahmad, the guy Dangote is complaining about? So Farouk Ahmad is the Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. So this agency's job is basically to ensure that any fuel that is being circulated within Nigeria is of the highest quality. Sometimes I don't understand why the government decide to have more agencies rather than having part of agencies to actually do their job. So what exactly is Dangote accusing this dude of? Dangote's allegation goes as thus. Dangote believes Ahmad allegedly questioned the quality of fuel produced by his refinery. Basically, always trying to question Dangote, so much so to discourage Dangote or to frustrate his company, because since Dangote started business, it has affected whatsoever his own parties in business are actually earning, because most of these guys are fuel importers. So Dangote released this particular picture. I mean, Dangote came here with a receipt, because the guy is pissed off. So the allegations Dangote stated using this flyer or what have you, he came around and said, allegations against engineer Farouk Ahmad. This is the face of the chap. Allegations against engineer Farouk Ahmad. He said, by the authority Chief Executive of Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. Now, Dangote's allegation is this guy spent over $5 million on his 4 children's foreign secondary education in Switzerland. Listen very well, that isn't 5 million naira. It is $5 million. Now, the first child, Dangote is pissed off because look at the end. He signed it with his name. Like, I'm accusing you and you can come out and defend yourself, fine, but I'm accusing you. So he stated the name of the children. I don't know if this is legal or this should be done, but he actually released the name of the kids. So the first child's name is Faisal Farouk, who attends Motrox school, a duration of 6 years. Second child, Junior, I believe that's his first son, and the other children. And he said, estimated secondary school education does cost annual tuition and air tickets and upkeep per child is 200,000. And if you calculate that by 4, it's 800,000. He also released the living expenses per child and air ticket for 6 years. You're talking 1.2 million by 4 children, and that is about $4.8 million. He calculated this over that period. And it's like, how can a government official who is meant to be in charge of a regulatory body, who is meant to earn minimal salary, able to afford this? I mean, if you're putting your kids in that kind of school, how are you able to afford it? So for those who might be asking this particular question of maybe this guy has done a lot of job before coming into government or before heading any government agencies, this is your answer to that particular question. Now, this guy, before becoming the top manager of this agency, or the chief executive of this agency, he was manager of the crude oil marketing division of the NNPC. He was executive director of commercial pipelines and product marketing company. He was managing director of Nidas Marine. He was executive secretary of the PPMC, which is still the pipeline and product marketing company. He was managing director of the same place, and he was also special advisor to downstream to the GMD of NNPC. So basically, this guy has always been in the oil management part of Nigeria, and perhaps this is just one of the guys who has frustrated Nigeria and never let our refineries ever work, because they prefer imported fuel because it gives them some certain amount of money, allegedly. I mean, I'm not supporting Dangote in this case, but you guys tell me what you think. You think Dangote is right by releasing these names and releasing these accusations, or you think he's just fighting for his own selfish interest? I'll see you guys in another time. See you.